evening, everyone, and welcome to Here Be Dragons, our dragon-tastic adventure. My name's Philip, and I'm the Dragon Master, and surrounding me are a bunch of Dragonborn. Say hello, Dragonborn, because your roaring is much not the same as when you're dragons. Just say hello. I gotta plan. Someday I'm gonna plan an intro and do it properly, but it is not this day. So yeah, welcome everyone. We got a lot of fun stuff going on here. A few announcements before we jump into this game. First of all, I'm going to open the calendar, slot number 11, because it was supposed to be 11 on Friday, but for that game, I opened 13 a couple days ahead, so instead, we got 11. What do we got here? Ooh, I think it's a D6. It is a D6. And it just has a 6. I've never seen a 6 on one of these. It's wild.
Oh, are you sure that that's a 6? Is there not like the little? Did they work the little eye thing into it? The little
I don't think it's an eye symbol. No,
that's just a 6.
They're all just. This one just doesn't have a symbol. This set is just treasure and gold. I guess because there's no symbol for gold, like an ingot's too boring. I get it.
Just an AU.
I'd be really.
It's the literal symbol.
It's the oh my god, scientific symbol, or maybe or they just have like an atom with like a ton of little proton dots on it, or electrons, I guess, is what's depicted. Never mind. I'm really mad. I just described an atom wrong for half a second before I corrected myself.
We're really disappointed in your science knowledge.
Really mad.
We should just end the stream right now.
Obviously not a physics major.
I wasn't a physics major, that's true. It's
I'm
also not wrong about how many protons there are. I'm just, never mind. Just, that's not what's depicted. That's the orbits of the electron. They're so far apart. Atoms are so not dense. It's fascinating.
Yeah, we are made out of energy. Everything is made of energy. No
I was told that we are all made of stars, and nothing can stop us now. Stupid.
Reggie, go fast.
Oh, that was a.
In any case,
there were never rails to start with.
No, it was not. We're well against things working out. I want to say thank you to Apostrophe This and Steinbergler for gifting a bunch of stubs. Also to Musky and Chef Sub 11 for subscribing to the channel. If you want to, if you have a free like Amazon Prime subscription, or that is to say you get a free subscription if you have an Amazon Prime account, so use it with us or somebody, because otherwise it's just sitting there doing nothing. You just gotta link your Twitch to your Amazon, because all these
money from Amazon.
Yeah, all these companies just own each other. It's crazy. So yeah, but thanks so much for everybody who supports the channel. You can also follow us, and we have all sorts of crazy social pages, which, you know, if you care about that. I also will mention that we just successfully funded a Kickstarter for a bunch of noir and pulp options. It's called Long Lost Noir. As of now, the title, I've heard what the title is, and it's fun. It is still being finalized. But that was the sort of campaign name, and we're going to be kind of just working on that here. We funded over our target, which was great, so we got a bunch of artwork coming, and that's a fun thing, but thanks to everybody who supported that. And you won't hear me begging you to do so in the future for several months, so that's great. I hope
until we release it, and then we'll let you all know that we've released it.
Oh my god, I know we really will.
I'm sorry. In perpetuity.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm already sorry for that, everybody. Let's see. What else? Our dragons. Let's get into this game. Our dragons have ventured into the Dreadlands after an Aasimar named Emniel, someone they truly despise. She's a rogue, and nobody likes a rogue. Unfortunately, our dragons were transformed into Dragonborn and find themselves in a different domain of dread than their quarry, a place called High Delcat, ruled over by Pharaoh Keth VII. In order to defeat this Dark Lord, escape from this place, and perhaps enrich themselves and their horde in the process, our dragons have traveled to a remote set of ruins where they have discovered a community of Brickborn who were born from the stones of these mystic temples and pyramids that they see built all over the sand. One of these brickborn, perhaps erroneously, or maybe he's a true seer, named Eldo, told them of, at their request, contorted many prophecies into being about them and their arrival, and even got a guide named Tura, an explorer, to sort of offer to take them to the pit of Oshtar, which is found here at these ruins. In this pit, our dragons hope to find treasure and possibly a means of making themselves immune to being charmed. And I should also stress, though that is primarily so they can avoid being dominated like other Dragonborn by the Dark Lord Pharaoh of this plane. I mean, it's not bad to be immune to being charmed as a party. Just like overall, it's probably...
I mean, in general, that seems like a good rule.
Probably a cool thing, so maybe worth whatever this dungeon delve is, hoping that all has been told to you accurately. The current hoard stands at 25,631 platinum pieces, only 89,370 from level 7. So, before we begin, we are in a domain of dread after all. And we're going classic on these. So again, apologies to any longtime blood watchers if there are any repeats. We will now read tonight's invocation. Oh my god, this was pure poetry. I can't even deal with it. It was long ago and it was far away and it was so much better than it is today. It never felt so good, it never felt so right, and we were glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. So, your brickborn hosts, sort of hearing that you're venturing down here, hearing that one of Eldo's prophecies are true, for the most part, the mood is, Lord Buku, you, or actually, who is, I know Tongart is, you have, insight, XigXag has insight, anybody else?
No, I don't have insight.
You don't
keep thinking that I do, but I don't.
Yeah.
I will have to do something about it.
Yeah, it's Tongart and
Buku and Tongart clearly sense from the brickborn, the reaction to Eldo's prophecies apparently being true is irritation. As if we really don't want to deal with this person. We don't want to live in a world in which this weirdo, this crumbly brick, is correct. Tura seems resigned to leading you on this, still very irritated herself. But she kind of like gestures to some of her sort of, it seems like she is actually kind of the leader here of this group. And one of her sort of lieutenants sort of comes over and says, it appears that, though you're carrying a set of very strong armor and you are carrying a battle standard with some fiend within a cage, but it seems for the most part you are all unarmed. Can we provide you with any weapons?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that
I'll
seems
take one of those cool curved swords. That
very good.
pretty...
So in that case, yes, you could take a combat, and that's basically just going to be that's a long sword.
Cool.
So yeah, D8, D10 if you swing with both hands. They actually can provide you with shields as well if anybody wants a shield.
Is that a strength-based weapon?
Yeah, it is. That is primarily strength. If you want a dex-based weapon, they can try to bring you something else.
I'd like one, please.
I'd actually. Yeah, I mean this is really cool and all. It's a lot heavier than I was expecting. It feels a little bit. I mean, I'm not used to the balance, so.
No problem. Yes, for weaker types, we do have.
He's weaker.
They will actually present you with a much more sort of simple sword. It is a short sword, basically, a kind of just a nice sort of stabbing sword, kind of like almost like kind of like a Roman gladius is sort of the sort of side and shape of it. It's kind of a more thinner type thing.
I'll take two of them.
Fair enough.
And I will also take a shield and a kokesh.
Thank you.
Out of curiosity, My standard is would that act as like a staff or some sort?
Interesting. I'll let you use that as a quarterstaff. That seems okay.
If for no other reason than to beat someone with Franklin, that seems like it'll be pretty easy.
I assume it does psychic damage. Yes. It's that's a strength-based weapon though. Yes.
I mean,
it is
everything
strength-based. Yes. They are. I mean, if you look at the illustration of it, it would probably be considered too heavy to actually wield. But I'll tell you what. Whatever it is, it's strength-based.
Fair enough.
I think this is just for your reference. Like I'm allowing you to even carry it with one hand. I'm pretty sure this is a thing that pit fiends carry into battle. Like I'm pretty sure.
You want me to carry with two hands?
No, I'm gonna allow one hand is fine because your strength has not diminished and you were flying around with it in one hand. That's okay. I'm just saying it's definitely not a dainty little.
Right. Okay. Then I will take a shield with it if that's possible. Then.
Sure.
How much defense the shield gives? Plus
shield
one?
is a +2 to armor class.
Philip.
I will, however, mention you spell casting dragons. That like you. Oh, I guess Tongart. You still need somatic, right, Tongart, or you don't need anything.
Did you take that? Still need somatic.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you'll need yeah. Here, Lord Buku is what you're just carrying around.
Fucking perfect. Slice some fuckers with the bottom half. It's great.
As for Shishu, I think they can tell that Shishu is a little sturdier. So Shishu, you basically have two options. You can either take one of these Kopesh swords and a shield, so you have some. You're able to block a little bit, and you can swing with a sword, or you can not have a shield and lose 2 from kind of what your AC could be, and you can have a two-handed weapon that does more damage.
Yeesh.
Oh, I think you might be muted. Yeah.
Two-handed weapon, please.
Two-handed
Thank you very much.
All right. And I guess further options for this are you can either have one that is long and can stab from further away, like you can have like a long spear or a pike, or you can just have a bone-crunching kind of giant hammer.
I like to crunch bones.
Understood. All right. So, perfect. I'll help you with the numbers on that here in a second. So great. So as you all sort of collect some armor and weapons.
I do have one question. Mm-hmm. Just to sort of establish, maybe like our timetable we're on. So I know that our strength, our experience, our strength as dragons is tied to our horde.
Yeah.
So at what point do we start to diminish? I know we're in the red. I know it takes time.
You are not in imminent danger of that.
Okay.
Yeah. There's plenty of ticking clocks right now. That is not one that is. It is more that you just. Although actually, I should mention this. My dragons. I will say, you don't quite feel the compulsion for treasure that you did.
That's interesting.
Previously, you are not like you obviously don't want to leave your hoard around. You're carrying it all with you, all that sort of stuff. But you don't necessarily view it as this like I've got to get my hands on these things. It's you want treasure because it's cool and maybe does something. You don't just desire it for its own sake. But in answer to sort of many things are really bad about where you are right now. That is not currently one of them.
Oh, I was wrong. I don't need somatic as well.
Then you don't need somatic. Then you can shield, hold whatever you want. Yeah. I thought you might have taken some that might have been which. I knew that was like an option for the gemstone dragon lineage or something.
It seems like it's just in the Arcanist thing.
There you go.
Wait, is this true?
Yeah, it says without the need for somatic components nor material components without listed gold piece cost.
Oh.
Wait, oh, that's not a gemstone thing?
That's just draconic magic.
Okay, that seems like a lot. That may be another change for being a dragonborn. We'll have to see how things go.
I mean, I have the feat I took that lets me do that. So in a previous version of this rules. So
yeah, you took the well, we'll deal with that later on. That's I mean, it kind of makes sense. Dragons don't need to gesture for their spells, so it's fine. But in any case, all right, great. But
I'll take a short sword too while we're getting stuff.
Sure.
Just so I have it.
Basically, short swords, long swords. They have fewer big heavy weapons, but short swords and long swords and like spears are all pretty apparent. They actually do have some like simple leather armors and things, but all of you are a little better than that as a baseline. So they don't have any mundane armor that is better than your current armor class. That being said, I will mention, I will not make any guidance things, but you are carrying around an incredibly powerful set of armor. It has some downsides, and you're fully aware of them. But you can have a base armor of 19 if you want to wear that demon armor, and your hands become magical +1 longswords.
I mean, and like, you know, what's the danger that we're going to just run into some demons down there? Probably nothing, right?
That is, oh yes, that is true. And you also have to, yeah, that's the bigger part of the curse. It also, and you can't take it off. There's a problem.
Which means you can't succeed in a long rest, right?
Correct. But I mean, Tongar, you can greater restoration people, right? You're fine. Or remove curse. Got to remove curse. Anyway, so that is the situation with that. I'm simply mentioning you do have it, and I will say you're basically encumbering yourself, and I might argue that carrying it around should impose the same disadvantage as wearing it, because it is a giant collection of metal pieces that are just, but it's like you basically have like a trash bag of crushed aluminum cans. And that does
except they're steel, not aluminum.
That's fair. Yeah. Sorry. We're just gonna carry.
I like to cosplay like a New York dumpster.
We've got to carry our entire hoard down here so we can get more stuff from our hoard and carry it all back up. So with that, Tura sort of kind of is looking at that sort of, you know, the Brickborn were coming out of this one building and coming off of it.
Mm-hmm.
There was another building ahead. That was the one that was glowing, Tongar, when you cast a spell. And Tura has kind of now been like standing at the edge of that entrance, kind of looking down and sort of just shaking her head. She kind of cracks her whip. It seems to wrap around the air itself, and she sort of swings and kind of, you know, deftly lands and speaks to a couple more of her people. She then kind of wanders over to all of you. Do you have equipment? Do you know?
Yeah.
She kind of looks at everyone holding their weapons. She kind of gives Shishu a look, and then Shishu looks pretty beefy, and it seems she's kind of like, that should be fine. But then to sort of to Buku and Elon, and she's kind of like, do you know how to use those?
I've been carrying the standard around for a while. This on the hip, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
I'm currently wearing the shield on my stomach.
That's not where that. No, you carry. Okay.
Oh wait.
Oh, Tonga.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Armor.
I'm not used.
That's you carry it.
Oh, it. Right.
I know. You know, once you never really.
So I like
get
make
over,
into a platter, and I start like.
You never really get over those early molting years where your belly is really tender.
She pulls a sword off of her side, and she says, "Here, see, you're going to use it to block me. Ready?"
Okay.
She takes like a fight.
I throw my shield at her.
she just like doesn't even look, just like. All right.
It's not very effective.
It's not. So, Eldo, what Eldo was saying is true. You are actually dragons.
Yeah. Until very recently. So like I'm not really accustomed to sort of needing to.
She comes up to you, Tongar.
Shield stuff.
She actually places her. It's not really in a threatening way, but she kind of just like places the tip of her sword like against your scales, and goes, "There. Oh, these actually are thick scales, but they're not as She just pokes it like not to hurt you, just so you feel it. Like, see.
Yeah. Oh, that's a little. Yeah. I registered that a lot more than I normally think I would have.
That's all I'm saying. So what you do is, rather than let someone stab you in your scales, normal creatures sometimes need to hide behind armor, and then she holds the shield up like in front of you. So you hold it.
Oh, I see. There's like little straps in there. I get it.
And she just kind of hits your shield a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's pretty clever.
Fascinating.
I mean,
it didn't seem to fly very well.
You've seen people with shields, right? You've seen humanoids carrying shields.
Very rarely.
We didn't really have like guards where I was. And a lot of times when the bipeds are sort of down, you're kind of looking at them from way up there, right? I'm not really like we don't really fight a lot of them. You know what I mean? To see how they kind of defend themselves.
They don't really come up.
How sporting
in the
of you.
swamp, they are usually dead by the time I find them.
We
Or
used to play
almost.
bipeds as children, but the shields were more like a decoration. We didn't really understand what it meant. I thought it was really like a mirror, like a reflection thing. But
hey, you know.
Or sit on it. You can sit on it really nice and.
But thank
this
you.
This definitely makes more sense.
Yeah, thank
like
you for
this.
showing me the proper way. Now I'm protected because, as they say, the true power is knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Yes. Well, down here, just so you're aware, the true power is ancient evils who wish to cheat death in the name of the Eyes of Ashtar. So.
Oh, I mean, except for that last part, that's a lot of places we've been lately, actually. So.
It's true.
That actually is a little comforting and familiar. Well, maybe not the first part, but definitely the last part.
Wonderful. Well, let's, I suppose, I'm meant to lead you. This prophecy, I can't believe I'm in a prophecy. She's just this, like, cube of a woman just sort of walking around, kind of little crumbled on the edges. Just, fine, well, come
You'd
along.
be excited. You are in the prophecy.
I'm not excited. I don't like prophecies.
Hey, before we all go, I know what your immediate reaction is going to be, but just think about it, given our kind of predicament and experiences lately here. They did offer to sort of maybe store some of our our hoard here, under their protection, while we go off and do this. And it's not been easy to move around in this sand. I'm just saying.
Maybe this demon armor.
Yeah, the armor at least, if none of us are going to wear it, each of us carrying a piece of it seems a little...
Okay, I'm done with that.
I mean, if any of them put them on, it's just going to be real bad news for them, right? So...
Eldo will, if you're prophesied people, no one will mess with your things. Just tell Eldo he needs to watch them. Tura will add.
So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of you have items that you can sort of just wear or carry pretty easily, but maybe at least we leave the armor behind.
What assurances do we have that it will be there when we return?
Well, I get the sense this Eldo fellow would
That's true.
Die before he lets any harm come to anything we leave behind.
Eldo just like looking over scrolls, kind of,
Oh, I had a question. Forgot about that. Thank you. The scrolls and the prophecies. I'm not a dragon anymore, but do I sense any value coming off of them?
Value? Like monetary value?
Like, treasure value? Like, are they real prophecies?
I see.
I would say because Buku loves to collect such things.
Oh, understood. Well, they're in that case, Buku, yeah, you don't sort of have your dragon sense of like worth any longer. Why don't you roll an Arcana check?
That's good for me. 23.
The prophecies sound like garbage, which is not to say they would not have value, because, you know, sort of like prophecy scrolls can be interesting even if they're debunked, you know, just as kind of artifacts of things.
Oh, yes.
The other scrolls he had seemed a bit more accurate and like reliable, I suppose. None of these scrolls that he has appear to be like deeply inherently valuable magical artifacts. They seemed, one is just crazy ramblings. Maybe it would be worth a little something just like as part of a larger collection of scrolls. His other scrolls, he's looking through his other papyri and everything, those are like seem a pretty accurate accounting of magical items and powers in these places. So that is almost like less something that is worth it in itself, but more useful to know. Like, for example, that's where he talked about this like this pit, this pool down in the pit that can give you magic stuff. But if you're asking if you think any of them are like worth adding to your hoard, I mean, if it is your specific interest, then sure. But again, you also don't feel that same compulsion you usually do, and none of these would make like your top shelf.
Understood.
I mean, granted, now you have no shelf, but your old shelf. None of them.
Understood. I'll just gonna note that for now, and maybe if I forget, you can remind me later on that when we return, something I'd like to talk to him about.
Perfect. So, Tura sort of looks you all over as you kind of take a few moments, you know, poking with your swords and swinging. There also, I guess I should also mention, if anybody wants a short bow, I'm kind of granting you guys proficiency at all these things. I'm imagining you take 5 minutes sort of, you know, feeling the weight of stuff and you've got the basics. But there are short bows if anybody wanted one of those to take as well. But after a few minutes of watching, Tura says, "I guess let me know when you're ready."
Take a short bow. It's a good idea.
I hope you know how to climb.
All right, I'll take a short bow too.
And you in fact see a couple of the other Brickborn are sort of tying kind of like this kind of like very kind of like fibrous sort of stringy rope to a couple of like large broken blocks outside of the doors of this temple already, just like tying like, you know, large sections of it. And she's kind of talking to them about numbers.
Climbing. We just fly down. Should be simple, right? Oh, right. Never mind.
Oh, right. You know, I had the same thought, Buku. I didn't see any problem with your plan till just now.
Totally forgot. Can't do that.
How deep is it?
We've got about a 300-foot drop.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said,
No flying then.
So hope you know how to.
Do we still have dark vision? I forget.
God, I wish we could fly.
You still do have dark vision, yes. You shouldn't.
I know,
but,
right, Shishu?
you still have dark
Dragonborn
vision.
get wings at some point?
Not all of them. Not yours. But eventually these sort of ropes are sort of tied off, and Tura sort of kind of looks down into this cavernous pit. So you do have dark vision, so you can see for about 60 feet, and then it's pitch black beyond it. Well,
Does seem like it's a way down.
I would mention we can, you know, she'll also like you could take a couple torches if you want, but she says I wouldn't use these unless we have to. Well, it might be better not to be seen when we get down there.
Oh.
And you can all see in the dark.
Yeah, I don't usually have trouble with that. That seems to still be around.
Good. She kind of sort of pulls this.
Although, I mean, I do sort of glow a little bit, but I think it's sort of imperceptible, really.
That shouldn't be too bad. She puts this like kind of like in her case it's like kind of very large, but she puts this like mask kind of onto her face. It's kind of like gold painted with kind of just various little embellishments.
Oh, are we doing a heist? Is that
Yeah. Do we all need
This-
Do we all need this?
No, this is just something that helps me see. All right, well, I'm gonna swing down, but I'll try to block anyone if you fall. But we've got a long climb down. So basically they've put down God, there's 5 of you. Can they get 5 ropes? Actually, I'm gonna see if they can scrounge up 5 ropes. Hold on. That's legitimately pushing it.
And it could be just a small rope and maybe all go down one by one.
They cannot. So yes, you will have to go down in. They have 3 ropes for the 5 of you. So
Okay.
who's going on what ropes? Who's going in what order?
Shisha, would you like to go down together?
Thank you. Yeah, that'd be great.
Excellent.
Alan, how are you feeling about that?
What? We're just locking arms and bodies pressing to hold on to things.
Absolutely. It's the safety in numbers, as they say. We're just doubling our number together.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tura will sort of step in here and say, "Wait, no. You can't. But the rope cannot support both of you in one place at once.
No, it's fine. Shishu's very light. I mean, look at her figure.
I'm
It's
light
beautiful.
but beefy.
This is
Yeah,
like
he's very strong,
like,
too.
With all of you like holding the ropes about to go over the edge, Tura says, "Hold on a second," and then cut to, like 20 feet away. Okay, here is how you climb a rope. And Tura has a rope hanging off the side of the building, and says, "Go ahead, see, go ahead and climb." She'll gesture to Elon, please.
Great, I go.
Climb up. Okay. So Elon, you sort of begin wrapping your weird hands around and trying to do it. Elon, make this is not going to be persistent, but just because it's the very first time for any of you, this training montage, go ahead and make an athletics check at disadvantage.
Ooh.
I am back in gym school right now, and I don't like it.
Oh.
Okay.
That's my favorite class. The only one I was good at.
Okay. 13.
13. Actually, Elon, so I'll say that you start and like your hand does slip through the rope a couple times, and then you, as you're climbing, you're actually like one of your claws, kind of your scales, does like kind of like almost cut a rope below, but then you manage to just like climb up higher, and like you're able to actually climb about like 30 feet up without a problem.
Yeah, I use my tail,
Yeah, and then you can so she's like, yeah, that maybe we should,
yeah, it's not a problem.
just understand.
Do we have tails?
If
Sure.
Elon can do it, we all
You can
should
have
be able
tails,
to.
yeah, that's a many dragonborn have tails.
I mean, Buku doesn't, but the rest of us do.
Yeah, sure, Buku. Why don't you give it a try?
Sure, no problem. It should be easy. What is it? Athletics check?
Athletic check, and you've watched him, so only the first one's disadvantage will sort of.
Ah,
Okay, fine, sure. Actually, for you, disadvantage too for comedy.
18.
Then Buku does an amazing job, Shishu. Buku looks awesome. He's climbing up in slow motion.
Wow.
Like
Because
sand sort of
he's
just,
used to being small.
blows across. Buku kind of shakes his, head ridges or horns or whatever, and kind of gets up just effortlessly. And Tura says, "Okay, all right. So yeah, well then maybe you won't all die. Practice coming down now, because that's then so as you sort of climb down, she's like, that's the first thing we'll do. But again, afterwards, you will have to climb up 300 feet. So just.
I'll practice.
Okay. And at this point, no one even has to roll anymore. You guys are able to sort of, spend a few minutes figuring it out. Shishu, this is actually not a problem for you in the slightest. Tongart.
Good, 'cause I rolled a 24.
There you. Oh, well then yes. Then you just then.
I went ahead and rolled it.
Actually, when Shishu does it, Lord Buku, it's also like a Dreamweaver style.
Wow.
Etc.
Wow.
I would like to try something with the downward climb.
Okay.
Can I kind of wrap my tail around the rope and slide face down?
Ooh, interesting. I will actually let you try that.
Okay.
Make a as you do so.
Steel Team 6 over here.
Make a sleight of hand check. It's really sleight of tail. But make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna end up with some awful tail chaff.
Oh, and I
Sca-
fell on my face. I rolled a nat 1
A nat
plus
1.
3.
Okay, so basically, ZigXag
Scale
climbs
Team
up
6.
to the top without
I
a
get it right.
problem, and then ZigZag's like, I'm gonna try something, and ZigZag then wraps her tail around the rope and kind of inverts and prepares to slide. And Elon, you almost could have warned her about this. She goes about like 3 inches, at which point her because this is not like quality hempen rope. This is kind of like rope they've sort of made. Her scale like slices into the rope, and with her 40 feet in the air, and she falls to the ground, taking
30 feet. You said 30 feet.
30 feet. Fair enough. You take 11 points of damage. And she just like falls like on her like back.
No.
And Tura says, "So I think don't do that. I would say to all the dragons, whatever that's a bad idea. Yeah, I'll say that's not. I wouldn't try that. Really, we should get them. We don't have any gloves, huh? She actually suggests for this climb, she's gonna like wrap all of your like hands just in like leather straps and such to, try to not have your natural scales cut into the rope so bad. But with a bit of training, you all get a baseline ability to try this. You'll just be making athletics checks. If you're going to go slow, you'll need to only make 1. If you want to go sort of quick, you'll have to make 2. But there's no real rush down. So Shishu and Lord Buku are going to go down 1 together.
Yes.
Who else will be paired?
I'll go with Tongart.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say I'll go with one. That seems fine.
Elon, and then ZigZag, you'll have a rope to yourself.
Alright.
So,
Skyway.
We want to
let's
get away
have-
your tail maneuver.
let's have rope. Let's have wave 1. So 1 person from the Tongart Elon rope, 1 person from the Shishu, and Lord Buku rope, and then ZigZag. Are you going to go at the beginning, or will you wait kind of halfway and then go with the second group?
Oh, whichever.
Understood. I will let's say you go at the beginning. So, who's going on round 1 with ZigZag? Tongart, ZigZag.
Shishu, would you like me to go first and lead the way, or?
I'll go first.
Oh, sure, excellent. You're so brave.
Thank you.
No.
Jesus.
Thank you. I'm just glad we're together on this one. I feel safer already.
Good.
So, ZigZag, Shishu, and Tongart, please make athletics checks for me. This reference.
Andrew's
Oh,
face
stop
makes it
looking
so
at-
worth it.
Alan, stop looking at me like that. What's wrong with you?
22.
Always do this to me. Just friends. We're just hanging
Is
out
he
on a
cock
rope.
blocking you?
It's good. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
So ZigZag goes down without any issue. Shishu, what did you roll for your athletics check?
Oh, and are we rolling a new one?
It's a new one. Yeah, now you're actually
great.
doing the descent. This one is
Okay,
a little
great.
more.
Nat 20 for a 28.
Yeah, Shishu gets down without any trouble. Tongart,
16.
16 is.
You're
is
doing
enough.
amazing.
So basically, like
We all are.
Shishu just like Shishu does the full on, like you like turn around, grab the rope, just like jumps off, free falling, and then you just feel it like very rhythmically, very safely, just, you know, boom, boom, she's down. Like, it's not even a thing. XigXag does also a very sort of whatever thing. Tongar does a good job, definitely more of like stop, get my bearings, okay, you know, kind of go down, but confidently without any issues or shakiness.
And Shishu's cheering people on from the bottom, like at a like ropes course at the corporate retreat.
As you're like, belay.
Like a Spartan race.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So Shishu, you're doing this. Tura has kind of been like swinging down on nothing with her whip, kind of like almost like, you know, like a switchback back and forth. Shishu, Tura gets there a few seconds after you as you're sort of shouting up at them, and Tura, who now kind of here in the gloom, where it's like just in your dark vision, and it's all kind of black and white and kind of eerie, and you see, you know, you're kind of at the bottom of this pit, and you do actually see, well, we'll just say you're looking up and cheering here, but like when Tura gets down, Tura in this kind of scary like gold face mask is going like this really, really aggressively when you're sort of shouting and clapping to everyone. She kind of flips and she's like, stop making noise.
Oh, sorry, okay. Sorry, good job, you guys.
But XigXag, you managed to get down, and then Tonka, you're down as well. At which point, Elon and Lord Buku can try their own stuff. And as you've gotten down here, Tura is now like looking around like this area with a lot of fear, to make sure nothing has heard you all coming. So Elon and Buku, go ahead and make those nice athletics checks for me.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
I rolled a natural 1 for a 5.
Oh wow.
Elon, how are you?
As I'm going down, I'm just like, you know, just make sure you use your tail. Oh right, yeah, you don't have that. You don't have a tail. Okay, bye. 14.
14. So Elon, you're doing fine. Lord Buku, just actually, what does that get you to for an athletics check, Lord Buku? You rolled a natural 1, so it's a what?
5.
5. Okay. So Lord Buku, so it's not immediate. Lord Buku goes over and it's not great. Holds on a second. Elon, you're kind of like whatever. And then Elon, with your you know decent sort of perception and stuff, you do hear something just go past you. You look over at the rope, and it's just swinging. There is no Lord Buku on it. So Lord Buku is now plummeting a grave distance. I'm pausing here for a moment in case you know the spell Featherfall. Can't imagine why you would.
Can I try to catch him? I don't know.
300 feet is gonna be.
Do I have anything that would help in my best of youthful items?
I don't, and even if Elon did, I'm not entirely sure he would cast it
Can
right
I
now. If I'm honest.
Tie my breath on him.
I would, but I
So,
don't know it.
None of you at the bottom know that this has happened. You might have heard. Does Lord Buku yelp when he falls? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, I think what's happening is he's like he's holding on, and then he just kind of like looks down and then just like tries to wave, and then is like, as he slips off.
So basically, you do hear a bit of a commotion ahead. Again, with your 600 feet, you just see darkness, or with your 60 feet of dark vision, you're only seeing darkness above you. XigXag, you can attempt what you're talking about. However, this is kind of interesting. Shishu, if you'd like to, I would allow you to pull one of your random patches off your robe, and maybe you'll get something from it.
Okay, I do that.
Okay, please roll a D100.
Okay. 65.
Me falling.
Yeah, you're dead.
So you're like, okay, maybe this will help. Shockingly, maybe it will.
Oh no, what is it?
You get 4 potions of healing.
Okay. Good.
All right, so you're like, okay, somebody's falling. XigXag wants to try to use the repelling breath to sort of slow the roll. Is slow the fall? Okay, that's very interesting. XigXag, I need you to make
Good, actually.
So this is going to be... Oh, but you can smell, can't you? Okay, then your perception check will not be at disadvantage because you can smell a creature sort of falling. So go ahead and make a perception check.
Out of curiosity, Dragon Master, how many hit points do I have?
You have whatever your normal is, minus 36 is your new max.
Okay.
It's still a pretty decent amount.
Because I had it said 35, and I
21.
don't believe that's accurate. So I just wanted to check.
You'd have, I mean, unless you took some damage or something. Yeah.
I don't
21?
remember.
With a 21 XigXag. That's yeah, that's pretty good. XigXag, you get a sense of, just based on the sound and kind of your nose, you think you understand where he is falling from. So you manage to try to put yourself under him, and you're going to try to use your slowing breath. How does the slowing breath describe?
It's
Like, how
not
is
slowing breath. Actually, it's a pushing breath.
What's it called?
It's
Is it
You know
repelling
how
breath?
you know how when you actually break your phone is when you drop it and you try to catch it and then you hit it and start sending it spinning. That's how it actually breaks, because if it had just hit the ground it would have been fine. I kind of feel like we're gonna maybe end up in a situation like
it's the
that.
hurricane breath.
Really appreciate that
Hurricane.
suggestion there. Thank God.
I don't know
Thank you.
exactly how I can do it without actually harming him or harming him bad, but
Well, I mean,
it's a force of winds that align in a line, not a cone,
okay.
of blasting your enemies off their feet. Affected area must succeed a strength saving throw or be thrown directly away from you to the end of the breath weapons area.
So what is your breath weapon's current distance? I guess that's a question.
I believe it. When I was a dragon, it was
Well, yeah, we just go to that. We'll go here. I'll pull up the...
80 feet.
Okay. That's
No,
not
no,
nothing.
it's flying. Flying. Shit. You would know. What is the best weapon? I have a line.
I don't have that document open, but I'm opening it now. Your...
Psychic light.
Yeah. At this level, a line is...
It's 60 feet, 30 foot cone,
yeah,
60
30
foot
foot zone,
line.
6 foot line. Perfect. So it's basically to the edge of the thing. So theoretically, you can reduce his falling by like 60 feet. Okay, cool. That's fun. All right. So you're going to try that basically once you sort of see him get to that distance. That's the idea. Wonderful. Okay. Is anybody else attempting anything as this happens?
I'm just ready
I'm
with
climbing down.
healing potions. And
You're just
also,
grabbing healing.
XigXag, do you need a healing potion?
Well, let's see how much it will need.
Well, XigXag is at this point, XigXag's kind of like, I mean, this is all happening in, in a very
XigXag
few
is like-
seconds here.
Like,
I'm gonna go ahead and just whenever I can, whenever Lord Buku gets in range, so like I guess I'll have roughly like 10 seconds to make this decision, but I'm gonna cast calm emotions on him so that at least he's not so freaked out about it.
He's gonna, that.
well,
No,
you
it's like
could
it's
try
like
to
it's like
catch
the,
him
it's
on
like,
your shield.
he won't tense up. It'll just kind
Yeah.
of.
It's like that's why like cats survive their falls.
So XigXag, you kind of
That's why.
you're just XigXag. You just run, and you're going to use your sort of once per short rest breath weapon. You're just going to get in place. You open your jaws, and I mean it's like by the time you're there, you see him above. So no roll is required for this. And I assume Lord Buku, you are going to not resist anything that is kind of propelling you up. Is that correct?
If it's propelling me up and I notice that right away, then I would not resist.
You also don't really have many means of doing so, but you sort of, as you're falling like, you sort of are buffeted by this, this kind of feeling. Now you feel yourself slowing somewhat, so rather than sort of a 300-foot drop, this last 60 feet is kind of like taking that much off of it. So at this point, XigXag is going to reduce by a good amount how much damage you will take from this fall. Unfortunately, XigXag, in order to do this, you are standing directly under him.
So he's gonna follow me, huh?
he's gonna fall right on you because your jaws are open. That's like the source. There's no way for you to be doing this and not be, reducing. I would, however, let you try to jump out of the way if you want to make a death save.
Okay.
This is an interesting situation where, actually, yeah, no, I'll just let you try. We'll see how it goes.
I just see Buku falling down, going, "Catch me!" and then XigXag walking out of the way.
I rolled 19, and the dex save is 3, so it's a 22.
So basically, XigXag does this, and like right as you're about to fall, just like rolls to the side. As you're like, "Oh, thanks, catching!" And you've been slowed by XigXag's breath, but you're still going to be taking. I'm kind of taking it off sort of two times. You are taking 12d6 of the fall.
Oh boy.
Okay, so I did roll 6 of them are 6s.
Oh no.
So that is, let's see. That's
Who needs hit points?
36, that's 40, 50. But then there's some 1s and 2s in the rest. It is 53. What is your max HP? It's more than that. I would imagine.
89
So
is
there
my
it goes.
max.
So you take 53 of that as you just crunch into the ground. Had XigXag been under you, that actually would have been split between the two of you. But XigXag,
Yeah, ZigZag
nevertheless,
is not
reduced it by a considerable amount. So,
And I'm gonna run over and say, wake up, and start pouring healing potions down his throat.
understood.
Oh, he's awake. He's awake.
Also,
Am I in heaven?
Do you see an angel?
You hear from above just like this dry retching.
You're in a horrible pit.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Lord Buku. If you recall, a giant dragon ate heaven, so it doesn't really exist anymore.
But I see an angel in front of me.
and actually,
Oh, well, then we gotta deal you right quick, and I'll cast Cure Wounds on him.
Interestingly, in that case, it's even getting right. So Tongar, I sort of didn't mention because I know you said it was going to be like once you saw him, your calm emotions when you cast that spell.
Oh, the whole place lights
The
up.
whole place began to glow, and Tura kind of just
Wouldn't
and then
change the Cure Wounds.
When you do it again, the Cure Wounds kind of does it more. Shishu, are you giving him all 4 potions?
How much does he look better after the cure? I'll give him 2 potions, and then I'll see.
Okay, so if you're giving him 2 potions, please roll 4d4.
Well, the good news is that was a 8 on the die.
Oh, great.
So that's I believe that's 13 points of healing.
Wonderful. And so Shishu, yeah, you can roll 4d4 and add 4 to that.
Oh, no. Okay.
And that'll be the two potions you gave him. Then if you want to do that again, you can give him the other 2. But I will say that as the whole place lights up, there is this black shadow kind of like on the wall across that you're looking at, kind of on these various ruins, and they're all beginning to glow slightly. And this black shadow, kind of this humanoid form or biped form, kind of rises up and looks at you all and kind of blocks itself from the light and disappears back down a hallway. And XigXag, you're certainly smelling several undead things down here.
Tell daughters what I smell.
You get 20 points of healing. I gave you all 4.
Okay.
Thank
you.
When catching a glimpse of that shape, would you say that that it is hag-like in nature?
You have pretty good passive, right? Yeah, passive 18. It does not seem hag-like in nature. It seems more like a ghost.
Okay, I just
Yeah, it's
we're just just want to make sure we aren't being tailed anymore.
No, that looked more like just like an out of the monster manual sort of just shadow, just a shadow here to just drain.
Capital
that
S shadow.
Strength kind of a situation, yeah. But it seemed to notice all of you, and now it has kind of just disappeared down the thing. XigXag, you smell. I guess I forget. Oh, I'm gonna rule in some circumstances I think this seems reasonable. Your scent is not going to penetrate like full, like it has to be like, that's not behind cover.
Okay.
You're not going to go through buildings necessarily. There are some like open areas here, so you do smell some undead, and you do also smell one elemental. Very, very kind of like you distinctively smell one like solid elemental form that is not behind like the full cover.
Can I tell what element?
No, you can't tell. You get that elemental sense. That's all that feat does.
I would think that earth elemental, water elemental smell different.
I think up close you could, but this is it's 1,000 feet. It's like
Okay.
it's with everything else you're smelling, you just get that little trace amount. Because
Right.
the feet. And that's already crazy that that's a feat.
I still have my chameleon skins down here, right?
You do.
I'm gonna just kind of turn into the environment here and be.
Tura kind of sees that and then looks over at you and kind of with her kind of
And I wink at Tora.
creepy mask on. Tura goes, "Okay, that's a cool trick."
Thanks.
The
Which way,
entrance-
Tora?
Dooku's definitely playing up his injuries to get Shishu to take care of him.
Oh my
All this
god.
time, like,
This
oh,
is just toxic.
I'm all right. It still hurts a bit.
Toxicity.
Luku, you're
Thank
gonna
you.
have to buck up. We have a lot of things to do.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, no, so it's fine. I can
I got a little more in the
move.
tank
Knock it
if you need some healing.
Sure. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm good. I'm good to go. It's no problem.
You
I
need
just
a snack or something? You need, like, is your blood sugar?
I don't
low?
have
No.
I don't have any more apples.
I'm all right. Maybe just
book gets
don't maybe I could just lean on your shoulder or something for a little bit.
I'll
Or...
help you. I'm the strong one
Okay,
here.
great.
And it's suddenly
Go ahead,
not
XigXag.
interesting.
So
Yeah.
as
I am to his disappointment.
as she as Tura kind of like leads you in the direction, you basically see that there is this large wall that you've kind of come down. You're in a pretty large chamber, and it appears like maybe this was once a courtyard of some kind. And Tura will kind of just absent-mindedly explain that. Well, I guess there's no hiding us now. This way, yes, this as far as we can tell, this used to all be above ground. We think that this sunk perhaps even before, or maybe it was all built down here. Maybe the whole thing was excavated. And they built the top layer above. We're not entirely certain. There's certainly many areas without here this way. Kind of watch that, and she kind of is leading you through this underground, sort of sunken, cracked, uneven, sort of like kind of rocky, this sort of sunken courtyard towards another set of doors. All of these are also lit up with these kind of thin, almost look like schematic drawings that are glowing with a soft white light. One that is slowly and steadily fading after sort of basically the longer since you've cast your spell. Yes, Elan.
Does it look like any of these schematics are any kind of writing?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 1.
As far as you can tell, they're like lines. It's just lines.
Yeah, it's cool. It's pretty though. It's real pretty.
Yes. I would. Well, we've already alerted things down here, but just there's. I haven't gone too deep into the pit itself, as there are. We think the eyes are still down there, but you should know that I haven't seen anything bad when people have cast magic, other than that it makes you very visible.
Gotcha.
You seem to
Gotcha.
be, it wants to know when magic is happening. And she kind of like, she's basically leading you like through some big columns. You also see on the ground, there is a large statue of what looks like a human or elf. Much of the head of this statue would have been probably 20 feet tall. It used to actually be serving as a column. It is now sort of crushed, and you're kind of like walking around the side of it. You see the face of it has been like purposefully disfigured, like purposefully destroyed of the statue. And sort of she kind of is leading you on the side of that and says, so whatever this complex was down here, up ahead, we're going to be passing through sort of like this main entry room, and on the far side of that is the pit, and then you'll descend a little further. And that's as far as I'm taking you, to the edge of the pit. But so as you guys walk through this room, you come to a very ornately set up kind of like foyer entryway. In the soft glow, there are these very faded like frescoes on the wall that look like they were in very like metallic, extremely colorful paint, depicting dark deeds. Let's save it like that. Depicting biped sacrifice, summoning of undead, all sorts of unsavory matters. You get the sense that whoever these Oshtar, whatever this deity Oshtar is, probably not the nicest, probably not the most chill. As you enter this place, there also is is like a just ever so faint kind of. And basically those of you kind of, I think it really is everyone but Shishu, including Tura, notices like a little bit of sand shifting, as if there was just wind in this room, which seems impossible given its low level.
Draw my sword.
Tura kind of looks around. The other thing you do all notice, and again, not with the same compulsion as typical, but it doesn't mean it's not cool. Around the side of this room are several golden cups. They are on plinths, and they seem to be made of like kind of like shimmering in the dying light on the sort of lines along the walls above and below the frescoes. Seem to be these very nicely made cups, and they look like they are gold. They're glittering in that way. Shishu and Elon, they sort of seem, well, not Shishu, currently your scales are kind of matching the area, but they're very much the same kind of color and luster as Elon's scales.
Go check those out.
I'll go and check them.
Elon, doesn't that shade of gold remind you of Mom?
Yeah.
XigXag, you can make an investigation check.
Oh, crap. Well, no, hold on. Investigation. 6 plus 8, 14.
With a 14, you don't see any traps or anything on these kind of stands that these cups are on. You see there's about 8 of them kind of in the room, sort of around the sides. There's still a good 10 feet of clearance, like around them on the sides of this entry chamber. You look at one. It appears to be a nicely made cup. It is definitely covered in kind of a pretty thick layer of like dust and maybe some spider webs and that kind of thing. However, as you approach within 5 feet of it, XigXag, you kind of hear this like sound, and it begins to fill with a amber liquid. Kind of filling almost to the brim.
Does my passive perception tell me anything?
The liquid smells sweet, almost honey-like, even from a distance. With your good smell, that's even from 5 feet away, you can tell.
I tell the others, but otherwise, I don't think they are trapped, but yeah. Maybe there could be some kind of arcane thing going on with them, because they are definitely not normal.
Can I make an Arcana check?
You can. Tura will sort of say, I mean, whatever it is, don't touch it. Never touch anything in these places. Like,
25.
You have to. 25. You suspect that these are, based on what she's saying. Are you like walking up towards any of them as well? Are you investigating yourself, or you're just doing this purely theoretically based on what she said?
Oh no, I was walking up. I think I think it was the first person to go up there.
Sorry. Yeah. So I heard XigXag say she walked. So yeah, if you walk to one, the exact same thing happens. This kind of old, kind of tarnished cup, kind of covered in sort of whatever. It doesn't get any shinier on the outside, but within, it fills up with this kind of amber sort of sort of thick-looking liquid.
Blood?
And based on that and kind of just the general vibe of it, you're pretty sure there is some simple conjuration. You imagine this is some kind of libation that is being conjured when anyone even walks up to it.
Is there a stick or something nearby? Or like
not really sticks on the ground, but certainly there's
have
some
a sword.
little,
Oh, no.
yeah, you could poke
You have
your
your
sword,
staff.
or you could staff, you could like pick up some piece of rubble, and stick up.
Is there a wooden cup anywhere? Just like a simple wooden cup.
Wooden cup of a carpenter. That you don't know. All of the cups seem identical as far as you can tell.
Well, I'll try and dip something in just to get a little bit of the liquid out and smell it and see what that's.
Yeah, you make a perception check as you smell it.
Ooh, 13 on the die, 20.
It has a mildly alcoholic scent to it. Doesn't seem like it's extremely, doesn't have a super high proof. There's a little bit of sweetness on it. Almost the scent of honey. And, it looks kind of thick to your eyes.
I'll taste it.
It's not unpleasant. I don't think... Does Lord Buku drink many alcoholic beverages back in Wyrmloth? Would he sample fine things or such?
Does alcohol affect dragons?
I mean,
Not
they have pretty
really.
high cons, so not too bad.
Sure. I would say he's had some before.
Okay.
I don't know if he doesn't drink a lot. That's not his
Understood.
go-to.
Yes, then in that case, you suspect that this is some kind of wine or maybe a mead.
It's not bad. I mean, it's definitely a poor vintage back in Wyrmloth, but it's certainly passable, I would say.
Toura's like, I wouldn't drink anything in here. I wouldn't touch those. She kind of walks over to you, Lord Buku. Just again, she's got this kind of creepy gold. It kind of looks, it's like a death mask, basically. But it's not really the right size for her face. But she just kind of, she's like just kind of waiting a few seconds to see if you drop dead. It tastes. It's not unpleasant. Certainly, it's like potentially a swig of it could be refreshing. And I will admit, you're all very thirsty on account.
Yeah, I
of,
was gonna ask that.
There's no water here. You traveled through the desert and sat in the
Can I have a medicine check on Buku to see that he's been affected or not?
You can come over to Buku and roll a medicine check. Sure.
18?
Good.
Buku looks like he's in really bad shape on account of he fell 300 feet and was caught by your breath weapon. I will say nothing about if Lord Buku had the sort of like mild rocking on his feet that he's doing right now, and he'd just drunk this, you might think it's poison. I would say based on all of that, you don't think that this thing is poisonous at all.
XigXag, did you think these were traps?
Isn't everything a trap?
Can I look to see if there's some kind of mechanism indicating that? And if not, I would like to grab a cup and start drinking. So I'm thirsty.
You can make an investigation check for sure.
27.
You see no mechanisms of any kind, which means it is definitely some magical conjuration that fills this thing.
Then I will grab a cup and begin drinking and start walking towards the next place. Just almost as if there's nothing going on.
You pick a cup up, you begin to drink. I will say that unfortunately the conjuration doesn't get rid of the dust and cobwebs that might have been in there, so the flavor is a bit diminished. However, in general,
it's pretty good.
It's kind of a sweet mead, not terrible. Yeah.
Oh, Once you get past the first swig or two, it's better.
Tura just goes, kind of like, puts her back on her side. This is insane. But she's kind of just looking
I'm
around.
watching Buku. Anything happens to him?
No.
If you all had let us have some of your water, this wouldn't be an issue, would it now? Lead on. Where are we to next?
I'm going to drink too, just because I'm thirsty.
Okay. XigXag and Lord
We'll
Buku
see
begin
what
drinking.
happens.
Shishu, Elon, Tonkart, what are you all doing as the two of them are drinking from these
Can
cups?
anybody try to charm Buku to see if this is the stuff that gets you immune to being charmed?
I think you're probably the most likely one to be able to do that, Shishu.
I mean, I naturally charm people.
Right.
Anyone else have I feel like I have a headache.
Oh, do you mean magically?
Does
Yeah, I
anyone
guess that makes sense.
Yeah, magically.
like a migraine, just right here?
Well,
It's all in your
know
head,
how
Alon.
you
Well, I have
feel,
noticed
Alon.
a change in biometric pressure down here. Sometimes that affects
Yeah.
kind of like
They look-
sinus
when
pressure.
That's
they're-
probably what it is.
When they're drinking this stuff, do they look like they're glowing at all?
They do not appear to glow, no. It seems like they're just...
I'm
And also when it was filling up, was there any glowing or anything like that when it was filling
The
up?
glow did not increase when it filled up. Would you make an Arcana check to that point, Elon? In fact, that is
I'm gonna abstain from the drink, but I'm gonna just kind of keep an eye around to kind of look for more shadows.
Oh, I'm so
Does a cup keep filling up too as I drink it?
the cup does not fill up if you're carrying it around drinking it. And if you finish it, it is now empty. Although you can kind of shake the dregs out, and now the cup is relatively clean inside.
I'll do that, and I want to see if I can put it back in the thing and fill it up again.
If you place it back on its stand, nothing happens for a moment, but if you remain standing near it, it fills up. Now it is a clean glass of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. I don't know if any of you care to try. This is pretty, mediocre from, as far as Bazonkin wine goes. But I assume most of you would find this quite palatable.
And Leilon, what did you roll for your Arcana check?
A 0.
A 0.
Oh no, he does have a migraine.
Basically, Elon's just like, nah, this isn't magic. It's like there's like a pipe. It's like a fountain. It's like a soda fountain.
Yeah, I'm a little bit distracted.
Oh, you're so mad. Well, there you go.
You know what? Our parents always taught us not to drink random drinks like at parties and places like that. So I was wondering if I could do an Arcana check too, because I'm like, this is weird.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead, Shishu, do an Arcana check on this.
17.
Much better than your spellcaster brother.
He has a migraine. You have to give. When he gets a migraine, he's impossible.
What you're just wondering if it's. I mean, I would say with a 17.
Is it suspicious? Like, cause we're a very influential family back in Wyrmloth, and so you shouldn't just take drinks from strangers. Lord Buku, I thought you would know that.
I'll say you definitely would have encountered people who could conjure a beverage, like as kind of like a parlor trick of like, ooh, I make wine, or ooh, I've done this, or they unstopper a jar and they're like, ooh, beer, ooh, mayonnaise, ooh, like it's weird. But as far
Definitely
as
shouldn't drink mayonnaise.
as far as if you can trust it, I mean that's gonna have to kind of come down to your own feelings on it. I would say with a 17, it seems to be cleanly, sort of being generated just by proximity, and it does not appear. It's entirely within the boundaries of how you understand magic to work. That somebody could program a cup so that anytime you walk up to it, if it's standing on this thing, it fills with a liquid. Tura kind of. So I don't know. So how does that affect what you do?
Buku, how do you feel?
I've refreshed, to be honest. Like I said, it's not the finest, brand of beverage I've had before, but it is quite palatable and refreshing. I mean, I know we've all been out a little bit in the sun, and it doesn't affect you as much as me, but this seems good and safe and well. Would you like to try some? I mean,
Can I put
feel
some in
no
a
need,
pouch to
but
take with me?
do you have a pouch to carry it?
I'm looking to see if I do.
Probably not one on your robe. Yeah, I don't think you guys have like wineskins or anything.
Okay.
That is gear you'll probably want to have as you go through a desert, water skins. But yeah, at this point, you probably don't have one on you.
All right, I'm gonna drink some. Elon, I'll drink it if you do. Bottoms up. It
Okay.
might help your headache.
So as all the dragons
And then
begin
she
doing
leans
this,
on Buku. Like,
I'm gonna respectfully.
Thank God.
I
it's
will-
not-
high school party.
Get hitting with solo
They're
cup.
actually, once you guys hold them, they are actually just like red cups. They're just like
They're
red
red
cups
solo
with white
cups?
cherries and stuff.
I will respectfully abstain.
Yeah, Tura is kind of walking around just looking at this, and Tura kind of just comes up next to you, Tongart, and goes, okay. I don't really know how to ask this. Wherever
Best
you
way I
come
think is
from
direct.
as dragons, are you all like 16? Are you all like teenagers?
Yeah, well, we were just in our first couple days at the academy like 3 weeks ago before like our whole world
This explains
literally
a
and
lot.
figuratively got destroyed.
Has it been 3 weeks? Happy 3-week anniversary, you guys.
Oh my God, it has! Wow, congratulations!
I guess.
We've really come a long way.
I guess
We
the
should celebrate when we
prophecy
get out of
says-
here.
Absolutely.
Celebrate now. We have wine.
Like
True.
I just I guess you don't really get to pick the saviors that you're stuck with, right?
You
It
mean
will
friends that you
all
get to
be
spend
fine.
time with?
You'll see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at it from Tura's perspective here.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like we've made such good friends in such a short amount of time. Just feel
Maybe Tura, you
closer
should
to
keep
all of you.
coming with us so you can keep an eye on us. So
Slowly,
Whatever.
the darkness continues sort of to fall as sort of no. I'm telling you this, Andrew, for free, even though Elon's migraine does not. It like no spell has been cast in a while, and such that glow is kind of going away, that white glow. Once the room is totally dark, however,
Says, don't drink that.
all of you, but especially I'd say XigXag first, then kind of Tongart, Buku, Elon, even Shishu eventually, notice that hovering in the above the room, and it was completely invisible when there was any light, but now hovering there is an enormous eyeball that just stares down at all of you, kind of like shifting slightly
Oh,
between you.
boy.
And the eye just looks like it's its own entity. It doesn't look like it's in a socket.
It is not in a socket, and it seems to be hovering. And I will actually say with XigXag's like passive over 20, it does seem like you can see the ceiling sort of through it. It looks solid, but it seems to be more of a like shadow
it's
projected
not
thing.
really there.
Correct, but it is
I
moving.
think
It is
somebody's watching us. Right?
I mean, quite literally, yes. Right now, there is a giant eye looking at us.
Tura says,
Yeah, but there's
All right.
something else on the other
I've-
side of the top.
"I've never seen that before."
Oh,
A
That
good
tells
thing
us-
or a bad thing.
The pit's just this way, so I think I'll leave you here now. Good luck, kids. I tell you to stay in school.
Seems like a bad thing.
Um,
Well, yeah, it's burned to the ground, so that's really hard for us to do now. But I appreciate the sentiment. Like I said, knowledge is power.
all right, fine. I'll take you to the edge of the pit. Are you done?
Thank you.
Are you done drinking this mead?
Yeah.
They're like, you guys hang out for a few more minutes, have a couple more glasses.
No, I just had
no,
the
no,
one.
we should go.
Are we
No.
taking the glasses with us? Are they nice cups?
I am.
They're pretty
Take a
nice.
gold
me
glass.
too. It's gold, right? Okay.
So you guys, so she sort of leads you sort of towards kind of like this like deeper sort of, it's almost a pair of colonnades that sort of like lead down, sloping at a slight angle. Your 60 feet of dark vision show you ahead that it's just a sort of a much sort of narrower, more purposeful kind of passage. The other this one doesn't look like it's made to look grand. It looks much more sort of utilitarian. There are eye symbols like the ones that you saw outside, the more traditional Egyptian eye, every sort of 10 feet as you go down. And she sort of begins leading you down there.
Is there a significance to the eye symbology in this dead version?
It's a symbol of Oshtar. It implies Oshtar's watching and learning.
Isn't she dead? Or he?
Oshtar was a he, and Oshtar was destroyed by the pharaoh when the pharaoh kind of arose.
Then how is he watching us?
I don't know that Oshtar is watching. I'm just telling you. Asked me what the symbol means.
Someone is watching us for sure. But this is good to know.
She kind of carries on. I will say that Buku and XigXag, when you sort of actually pass into this hall, leaving that chamber, those cups disappear from your hand, and you hear a slight metallic sound as they are back on.
At least our host is gracious enough to provide us with food and drink, or a drink. Whomever they might be.
You say that, Lord Buku. And,
Oh, boy.
You hear this,
And immediately regret it.
you hear this voice, kind of like icily, kind of creeping almost along the walls. Heavily accented, but I guess just having understood enough of what you said to almost reply. But it basically says, "You are welcome."
Oh, thank you. I mean, wait.
Tura's like,
Well, hello there. We were just.
Hi.
Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
a long moment passes. And then you begin to hear the sound of stone scraping against stone. Somewhere in the distance. And then you hear a footstep. And another. They come unevenly. Getting louder, sort of coming from another chamber, another passage in that main room. You guys have at this point like just started going down that passage. But kind of coming out of the darkness, you all do see this very sort of like loping figure moving toward you. And you see a little bit of light, only 5 feet of dim light kind of coming along with this figure. In its head, this soft blue glow. I should, even 5 feet of dim light is probably more than it's giving off. It's even just like a couple of feet. But there's some blue glow coming from the head of this biped who's shuffling towards you. Tura is like, just has like a hand on a whip.
We were just hoping to make our way down this pit here. Heard there was something worth, like a pond or a fountain of some kind that was worth seeing. Just sort of visiting these parts. Mean no ill intent.
The figure comes within sort of 60 feet of you all. You see that it is a body wrapped in bandages. From the front of it, though, there's this blue eyes that are like sort of like glowing out of the head. this creature just sort of comes.
I'm gonna step backward.
You are welcome.
Oh, well, that's a relief. You know, with that whole long silence there, we weren't sure how this was going to go. Thank you.
Sure how this was gonna go.
Oh
Excuse
no.
me.
Your speech is strange. Your forms are strange. This creature now is much closer to you. You see this mummified remains shambling toward you. Notably, over the sort of mummified, wrapped body, there is a blue cloak. Actually, you can't tell that, it's all dark vision. It's completely black. So there's like robes, like a thin sort of like mage's robe or something over this body, as it's just kind of looking at you all. Speak. Speak.
Welcome. We are travelers through here with a desire to find a certain, I suppose, what are we referring to it as? A pond of some sort or a waterway? Do his robes have any iconography on them?
Many eyes.
Ooh.
Like similar to the iconography of this
Yeah.
place?
Iconography.
Hey. And the eyes are surrounded by varying different like mandalas and sort of sigils and magical, constellations, but eyes are at the center of all of it. Also, as this creature are you allowing this creature to come within 10 feet of you all?
Sure.
Not me. I back up a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm
I'm
backing
okay.
up. I'm backing up.
So
I'll stand.
Shishu and Lord Buku standing there like bravely together. Tura is in a bad situation because the thing's kind of coming, blocking you in towards that passage you were going down, and Tura wants to be leaving, but Tura does not want to be standing here. So Tura is also backing down with XigXag and Elon. Buku and Shishu think they're... Tongart, where are you?
I'm kind of like up near the front as well. I haven't backed away, but I
I'm
am
gonna
kind
turn
of
to
like
Buku.
holding this shield up a little bit.
I'm gonna turn to Book and be like, "It's okay. You don't have to. Like, I'm kind of built for this.
Oh,
You can back away. It's okay. There's no shame in it.
I'm not trying to be brave. I'm trying to have a conversation with this entity. I appreciate you staying here with me though. It is comforting.
Great.
Oh God. I don't know what's worse. This is just.
Alon, are you okay? Is your head hurting?
You got some kind
so
of like
basically,
altitude sickness going on.
As these two were saying all of this creature gets close, and Buku and Shishu, you do see that rather than eyes, kind of like much of like the face coverings are sort of torn away. There seems to be rotted flesh within, but in place of the eyes
Ooh.
are two sapphires, and the sapphires have that eye symbol carved into them, and that symbol is what is glowing.
Oh my! Are
That's
you?
fun.
Well,
Are you
I'm,
Oshta?
I'm Lord Buku. This is Shishu, and these are our
Hi.
compatriots behind us.
Tonguard's
Oh.
still next to us, right?
Howdy. Yeah, I'm up there with you.
And Tangot, Master Lasso, Tangot Lasso. Can we refer to you as? Do you have a name?
Oshtar? Oshter? I'm not sure the pronunciation.
You come seeking the Lord of Undersight, Oshtar.
Yeah.
I am the blue eyes of Oshtar.
Oh,
That's cool.
it's kind of an on-the-nose name, but cool title.
You're not the sapphire eyes of
Do
Oshtar?
not
Oh,
have
that would be better.
a nose anymore.
We come
And
seeking.
Lord Buku, he kind of like pulls down the bandages, and you see that there's no nose that's long rotted away. The cartilage is gone.
Blue eyes. We come seeking the pool of Oshtar and
Old blue eyes.
I was thinking,
yeah, I know.
oh, blue eyes.
I thought that was a little
He's
too obvious.
old.
That seems a little bit on the nose as far as.
Where's the rest of your pack?
I just have a real headache here.
A bunch of rats.
Elon, you asked a question. Well, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's
Sorry.
fine. It's fine. Yeah, we come seeking the pool of Oshtar and knowledge
Yes.
and perhaps treasure. However, we do not wish to insult.
Only if you have spare treasure, like just extra treasure that you're not going to use it.
Riches. Things that we may use to harm the one that harmed Oshtar.
Revenge.
Yes. You are welcome. Below.
Thank
You
you.
may take
Oh.
all you wish.
Awfully generous.
So generous.
You will kill the red eyes and the green eyes.
That seems like a little. Are they like you? Are these like friends of yours that you had a falling out with?
Like rubies and emeralds for eyes, because
Yes.
are they? Can we
How
Are they?
did you know?
Are they the eyes of
Sapphire is
Osha?
staring at you, Shishu, like walking like really intensely. Are you agents of the green eyes of Oshtar?
Oh no.
No.
No, we are strange and we are outsiders.
We're
We
free
know-
agents.
We know little. But what can you tell us of these?
He knows very little.
We know nothing. We don't know.
Have
Squeezy, I'm sorry.
accepted my hospitality. I will
The-
not harm you. They make no offers of hospitality. Kill
What's their-
them and take
Okay.
what you'd like.
Great.
That sounds good. I like
Okay. Okay.
Do they have
and
shoes?
Hmm.
Do you know if they have shoes?
that. Yeah, shoes. Do we have shoes?
Asking for a friend.
What is meant by shoes?
Never mind. We'll
Stuff that you
Figure
put
it
on
out.
your feet,
Kind of like lift up my foot and start pointing at the sandals. Well, things like this, like
but nicer.
footholds, I think is what they're probably called.
Do the other eyes have true names or other? What can you tell us of them?
Or whatever it is.
One has eyes of ruby. That is the red eyes
Oh
of
yes.
Oshtar,
Uh huh.
seeing fire, passion, greed.
Oh.
The green eyes are emeralds.
I'm sorry. The what?
Emeralds.
Don't make fun of his accent.
I'm just trying to clarify. I'm not making fun. I just
Just have some cultural sensitivity.
I'm very sensitive. Okay, Elon.
As the little dragon.
And what is the emerald? What is the emerald see?
Secrets
Jealousy?
and desires.
Ooh.
Oh.
And
What do you?
what do you see?
Power.
What do you see when you look at me?
A very sick elf.
Wait, what?
What? I'm sorry.
Are you doing jokes? Are you doing a joke?
What manner of creature are you?
I'm a dragon. I originally was a dragon. Now I'm a dragonborn.
That seems
We're
culturally insensitive right there.
we're kind of between forms right now. Like,
Yeah, we're kind of unhoused in our forms.
A lot of judgment coming off him.
You are a dragonborn. You are
At the
strong.
moment.
You can kill the green eyes of Oshtar. You can
Question for you.
crush his head, crush his eyes, and crush what remains, and crush him.
Your crush talk is bringing up two questions for me. Since all three of you are technically the eyes of Oshtar, is Oshtar going to be offended if we kill two of the three of his eyes? Number two, this is a two-parter. You mentioned we should crush the eyes, but we would love to keep those gems intact. Is that possible? Go.
What? In reverse order. No, destroy the eyes. You must. And then your first question. I remember it.
Oh, sorry. Was if Oshtar was gonna be mad at us for
Oshtar
poking out two of his eyes?
is dead.
Yeah, well, I was almost drowned by a dead god like I
It's
don't
gotta be
know
rough.
yesterday. So I sort of want to check in on what are the ramifications here?
Yeah, it's like dead or dead. You know what I
Is it
mean?
mostly dead or like all dead?
All dead. Oshtar was consumed by a dragon.
Oh,
That's
Will consume the other eyes if you are dragons born.
okay.
ooh.
Yeah, I like how you phrased that. Very accurate.
Ooh.
I've accepted my hospitality.
You said that a few times now. Yes.
You will destroy the other eyes. They do not
Can I?
offer mead to guests.
What do they do to guests?
Disembowel them.
Looking back to you, Tongard.
Just why do you want them all crushed and such?
Probably a family thing, fell out thousands of years ago or something. Yeah, why ask questions?
Do I see?
With your blue eyes? I believe you said something about power. But I'm not sure what that. I don't know that answers my question.
Kill them. I'll have power. You'll have treasure. You can use the pool.
Oh, I understand this. Is this like one of those trifecta things, like a Father, Son, Holy Ghost thing, and the power sort of like split up, and if like we go ahead and crush these others too, and get rid of the blue and sorry, you are the blue, not get rid of the blue, the red and the green, that power sort of like concentrates into you, kind of thing. So wait, are you all three sort of entities, like split personality kind of thing? Are you all kind of like different fragments of one person?
You ask
Vanguard, you're
too
confusing
many
them.
questions in a row.
Yes.
All
you
of you.
Well, okay. Will you get more power if we crush them? Let's start there.
Yes.
Are you all the same entity split into three different bodies?
No. Go. You are welcome.
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay, I think we don't want to wear out our welcome.
Can I Can I make an insight check on
I
this
was gonna ask the same thing.
Sure.
creature? 20. I have two main questions. One, how honest is he being, and like straightforward, and then like how much of it do I believe? And then the other one is how strong do I anticipate this creature is compared to us?
In terms of your questions, seems like you're definitely getting like a radiating power of like, okay, this is a thing that has a lot of strength to it. You believe it is. You sense no deception on its part. Tongart, what did you roll?
21.
You sense a little bit of deception on its part. It rolled a 20. You sense
Wow.
you sense
Succeed by one. That is a rare occurrence for me.
You basically sense the main thing you're sensing as he kind of keeps insisting on this. This is probably a situation where you're not sure the details of it. You suspect the whole hospitality thing works in his favor better than yours, although you didn't accept his hospitality, so that's a little better for you. You don't know that it's not some like insane curse thing, but there's.
Why not, man? Just add another curse on top of the pile.
But he's sort of suggesting, you're not sensing like huge amounts of deception. More just he's definitely just using you.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well,
isn't that what everybody's doing?
Yeah. I guess we'll be on our way then.
All right. The last question, was that eye in the hallway his, or was it somebody else's? The eyeball that was watching us.
The eyeball looked like an eyeball. Are you asking him about the eyeball?
Sure. Was that we noticed a floating eyeball in your little room? Was that not from you, huh?
Well, it's gonna look like a no.
Is that from your green friend?
Clever.
Yeah, but I figured spies and secrets and whatnot, right?
He has summoned the unspeakable eye.
I think we just talked about it though.
I don't know that's a literal thing, Buku. I think
Oh,
maybe,
right. Of course.
I think maybe that's just a real bad thing.
Knows
Real,
you're
but-
coming. Go. Kill him.
One, yes, of course. Also, can you tell us anything about the offering that we drank?
My hospitality. The
Yes.
desert is a thirsty place.
Okay.
You are
Welcome. Yes. Okay. Great. Okay.
Cool.
I'll say no rolls required. You generally speaking, it's like if somebody invites you into their place and gives you, in different cultures, it can be like bread and salt, other places wine, whatever it is. It's like you're not supposed to attack your host, and your host is not supposed to attack you. That's all.
It feels like a fairly common agreement.
Yeah.
Uh,
It makes some sense. He just points down the hall again.
right. Go kill the others. Gotcha.
Tour
You have the
kind
eyes of power, though, right? You have eyes of power. Do you have something that can help us do this?
Buku.
Make a persuasion check, Buku.
God, I'm rolling horrible right now. It swings so far away. That's a 10.
Ah.
What? Is that right?
You are strong dragons. Light them on fire.
All
Well,
right. That's not helpful.
Well, I mean, many of us can in fact do that if you're being literal.
I am being literal. They are vulnerable to fire.
Oh, well.
Well,
As
that is in
am
fact
I,
useful information.
But you have accepted my hospitality.
Well, thank you, Mr. Blue Eyes. I suppose we'll be on our way.
I'm sure we'll
Where's-
come back for a song later.
And where's the pool, Oshtar? Ugh.
Just points, basically. Yeah, just back where you're going.
Okay.
Well, informative as always.
All roads lead to Oshtar, as it were, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna start moving down the hallway.
You guys go down the hallway. Tura is now alone with a mummy lord.
Oh, can.
Oh, God, this deal. Oh boy. And Tura comes down with you to the hall.
Yeah.
And basically, you guys get, and it's like it doesn't take long before you've got enough distance from this blue thing.
So I think we might want to be prepared to fight that one as well.
Oh,
I'm not
yes.
entirely sure. Like most of what he said to seem to be like on the up and up in terms of like meaning what he meant. There's a little bit
I
of
think some of
a
us,
little
most
bit
of
of,
us will have disadvantage there.
a little bit of omission there. Well, then maybe in that instance, since we have several instances of us being capable of firing some mummies, I'll hold back my breath then, in case old Blue Eyes tries to get a little tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Since I did not, in fact, accept his hospitality.
That's a good loophole.
I'm learning from Buku. Loopholes are important.
They are. Well done, Tangot. Yes, I think that's an excellent suggestion. We shall suffer the slings and arrows of our actions and allow you to come in and.
You're a real poet, Buku. I didn't know.
Tura
I mean, I
Yeah.
try. Thank
He
you.
has a golden tongue.
When you
Tura is
have an
just like-
inspiration like yourself present, it just helps spark that
Oh my
kind of.
gosh.
Tura says, I need all of you to be quiet.
Yes. That's a wonderful suggestion.
Shh. Elon.
Why, did you hear something, Jura?
Just kind of looking at Buku and Shishu. Plenty. Listen,
I don't get it.
we need to be very careful. If there's another mummy that knows we're coming, and you have to assume they're seeing us, you see all these eyes around. It's possible they can see through all these symbols. This is bad.
Well, maybe we could, just sort of charm all of them, sort of just play the field.
Maybe.
Yeah, and then see who makes the best offer.
Yeah, that's like you want serial offers. That's
Yeah, you want a bidding
Oh.
war.
position.
Yeah, I was gonna say bin war. I think I heard you mention that before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although, does that mean we kill a different one, or does that still mean we end up killing all of them?
Well, maybe we don't have to kill all. I mean, if we can get in the pool and get some treasure, I mean, that's all we need.
I feel like we should get them in a room and let them go after each other. Well,
I'm
we're
just-
Talk it out,
I'm just gonna throw this out there for us. Is there an eyeball watching us, by the way, right now?
You do not see that eyeball was only in that main room.
Okay. I would say just, I think Master Lasseau's kind of onto something. The biggest treasure here might be the very eyes that are trying to get us to kill each other. So
It
Yeah,
was,
I
I
was sort
want
of
those
wondering.
gems.
so
I'm
the
sort of
real,
wondering
the
if the
real
thing-
treasure is the friends you make along the way.
Zigzag.
Finally, wow,
You smell
that's wonderful.
3 things. Because your feet is a problem for DMs to surprise parties. Zigzag. Actually, no, I take that back. You're always smelling undead. The number of undead is not changing.
Do they smell more the closer they are?
I will actually say yes. You do smell. Your perception was also high enough for this. You don't. There's no. I've already told you you smell undead. You still undead, but Zigzag, you with your high perception, and Tura kind of similarly at the same time as you, kind of just pauses. You guys have gotten pretty low, and you do sort of see this darker area before you down here. But Zigzag, there is a small thing hovering toward you. An undead. It's about the size of the size like maybe almost like a volleyball. As you all sort of look toward it, kind of like rising up from this dark area below. You see that at the bottom of it, kind of hovering, there's these just like fangs, part of the jaw hanging open, slightly distended. The center of its small body is this one just large, kind of like pupilless, dead eyeball. And then coming out of the top are these 4 sort of stalks, one of which hangs limply. Seems like there's another like almost like popped eye jelly ball at the end of that. And there's these 3 other stalks as this undead thing with a bunch of eyes on it is kind of just like lurching sort of towards you all.
What is the range of my mini breath weapon? Mini breath.
That's pretty far. Your breath arrow.
Yeah, my breath arrow.
Your breath arrow has a pretty good range on it. It's like the same as like a short bow. It's like 120 feet or something. And you have and it has a long range.
Okay. Is it in range? Can I breathe on it?
Sure, you can shoot it if you wanted to.
Okay.
Well,
It doesn't get separate. I'm shooting it.
Is
I'm
it even? Is it even bad?
6 plus 8, 14.
You do hit it, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 2d10. 2d10?
Mm-hmm.
2 10s.
Ooh.
That's intense.
Plus, is that no? There is no plus, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Is there? I don't have to look at that. Hold on. I don't have.
Well, it's you made it up, so
Yeah, I know. I just don't have the document here because I'm a fool. Let's see here. Where's? I can get that one quicker though. Well, okay. So it's. I mean, 20 points of damage is going to be enough to. Is going to be enough to do it, but it actually does matter. For its undead fortitude, if it's even possible. No, you also add your con modifier.
oh.
So it's 25. Oof. Yeah, it can't block that. It cannot get past that. You shoot this thing, and this basically it holds for a second as you just like fire this beam of psychic energy out of your mouth, and it hovers for a split second between this undead thing, just kind of falls to the stone ground below
Nice
you.
splat sound.
Splat sound, and then it rolls backwards and then kind of tumbles into that pit that it was coming out of.
Okay.
In response to that, you hear another voice go, and then rising up out of that pit ahead of you is a similar creature, but much larger.
Oh.
10 eyes coming out of the top of stalks on its head. This large, sort of like glassy eye on it.
I'm gonna shoot at it right away.
Well, we'll roll initiative because it is not surprised by you.
I'm gonna say that we should probably go with some brilliant strategies here.
I think that's a great idea.
That's a brilliant idea.
I don't know. It's the only one we have left at our disposal, and we have yet to be able to have a formation.
All right, everyone. We do have I think inspired spirits might be a more pronounced one in this particular situation.
Do we still have inspired spirits, Philip?
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yes.
All right, everyone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think in the email I might have only mentioned you have all your formations.
Got it.
It's
okay.
that it's just I was kind of saying you still have some brilliant if I didn't name check the other one, apologies.
Got it. Okay.
I was being cutesy.
Philip, do I have stats on my new two-handed?
Oh yes, your stats. Sorry. It is the same to hit. And the damage is just 2d6. Sorry, it's the same to hit.
Same to hit as a bite.
Same to hit as a bite. It's just the damage is only 2d6, but it does the same amount of extra damage. Yes.
Okay.
And longsword would be 1d8 or 2d8.
Longsword is 1d8.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, what is anybody here over 20 for their initiative?
Oh, hold on.
Nope.
I am.
Hey.
Just rolled natural 20. 23.
Ooh. 23 for Buku. Oh, I guess I also need to roll Tura on your guys' turn. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be actually Tura's ahead of you. All right. Anybody 15 or higher?
15.
15 for Tongard. Ooh, boy. XigXag, what are you at?
11.
Okay.
Me
Elon?
too, XigXag.
Okay.
Mm.
Zig, and then Shishi.
You probably have more
Elon?
decks than I.
6.
And Elon, you were trying to do something right beforehand.
I just wanted to cast mirror image. But
that you can have done kind of in that momentary kind of,
okay.
You weren't
Great.
interacting with that in that moment. You could have been doing that as you heard it, right? That's fine.
Okay.
Elon, and then okay, perfect. All right, that's Elon. Cool. So with that, Tura is actually going to go first. Just seeing this thing rise up, she is going to. You guys did actually take a rest, yes. You guys took a
long rest?
Not a long rest, a short rest.
Oh.
Short one in the sand.
Yeah, in the thing.
All
So
right.
any short rest skills you would have used there.
Okay.
Tura is going to. She's got her Kopesh. She's gonna kind of like run up and just sort of like 10 feet away. She swings her whip a couple of times. She takes a shot at this thing. She will definitely hit it. That deals it. This thing. And you notice that this beholder zombie seems slightly like messed with by that strike, almost as if she has slightly lessened all of its things, because that's what explorers do. If you want to find out more, get the Long Lost Moor book when it comes out. Okay. But Lord Buku, you are up next.
Fantastic. Then I will, first as a bonus action, I would like to examine this opponent.
Done.
Ew.
And then
Of course you do.
what else am I what else should I do? And then I would like to I'm gonna try and breathe. Oh wait, I can only breathe once a day, right?
Once per short rest.
Okay. Then
Yeah, kind of the dragonborn speed, basically.
right. Then I will swing this battle standard at it.
Ooh, all right, cool.
Do we get one attack or two attacks? Do we have multi-attack now?
You guys technically all do have multi-attack now. Yeah, that's a fair
All right.
point.
I will use my inspired spirits advantage on one of these.
All right,
That's going to be a 20 to hit. 23 to hit.
that hits.
All right. So, because I have the shield on, it's a D6, right?
It is a D6. Yeah, you're swinging with only one arm. As you swing, also you do hear Franklin just in Infernal. I guess Elon, you hear Franklin saying like, this is not a weapon. This is not a weapon, you idiot. This is not a weapon, idiot. This is not a weapon. You're gonna break it. Oh, this is so valuable. Fuck you.
Say the effort.
You just see, like just a slow smile start curling up on Elan's face.
All right, I did 5 points on the first attack. It's a 22 to hit on the second attack.
That'll hit as well.
For 6 more points.
Great. Alrighty.
And then, oh yeah, that's it, I guess. I get the. I'm sorry. I do an extra 2d12. I'm such an idiot.
That's cool.
Snappity snap.
Wow.
What?
7 and 8, another 15 points. I forgot about that.
From
Point of plan of attack.
From your first attack?
So that's another 15?
Yeah.
Not so bad. Very good. Okay. Well, in response to that, Lord Buku, you've sort of run up, engaged with this thing, kind of right in its face.
So brave.
You do kind of hear these like things like moving up, and you see 2 more of those little zombie gazers, have kind of just like emerged next to you.
Don't like it.
Is going to just try to bite you, just like why? This one's dumb. It's not going to do anything clever. That is actually it's not terrible. That's a 13 to hit. Don't think that'll hit your armor class.
That misses.
And then the other one is going to shoot its eye rays. One of them is coming for you. So doesn't have as many eye rays as the big guy. But I do need you, sir, to make a dexterity saving throw, Lord Buku. And then the other eye will go to, there's 5 other people, so we'll do 1, 2, 3.
Oh god, I keep forgetting I have advantage on intelligence checks. Oh man.
Shishu, can you please make
13 by the way.
Wisdom saving throw? 13.
Oh dear.
Also, Shisha, I'll remind you that you can use your inspired spirits to give yourself advantage on a save and throw. You won't be able to use it on your turn, but you could use it now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Lord Buku, you do succeed. You don't take any cold damage. You just get out of the way as this like burst of cold came past you.
And
12?
12 is the DC, so you are not charmed by this little gazer.
Oh.
So good use of a good use
Yes,
of a
thank you,
advantage there.
Tongart, for reminding me.
And speaking of whom, now there's 2 of these things. Tongart, you, sir, are up.
I'm gonna look at 3 of my companions. XigXag usually seems like they've got. Actually, heck, I suppose I can just cast this a little
also,
higher.
I should mention, when Elon cast that mirror image, this whole thing's lit up. So now you guys are in like a much.
Oh, that's
brighter
fine
light.
because
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll just cast Bless at 2nd level here, and I'll just target all my other dragons here with a Bless.
Ooh.
Understood.
Great.
Very good.
So that's a D4 to all your attacks and saving throws, but not ability checks. And also, since we do have, this is like the first time we've done it, it just seems like a useful thing to explain what I mean by these inspired spirits, Philip. We've never have done one of our actual flats.
You did it in the fight against the shadow thing.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that you've just blocked that fight from memory because things went so. You were just so. No, you guys were doing all sorts of stuff because you were so close to getting it at the. I think you did brilliant strategies, not inspired spirits. Right? All right. So yes, basically the dragons have these formations, and even though they're not flying around, they are able to sort of instinctively, like use their working together. It's pretty powerful. Each one basically can give themselves advantage once per round, or like once per like not turn, but the entire round. It's pretty good feature. Very
nice.
good. So Tongart, that is your go. XigXag, you are up next.
All right. So, question: my breast arrow style, does it work with my small breath arrow? Small breath?
No, it's only your damaging.
Only that. Okay. All right. So, I'd like to shoot at one of the little ones.
Perfect. Go ahead and make your shot.
And I'm gonna use my advantage for it.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh, 9 plus, what is it? 17?
That'll hit.
Oh, it was a plus 4. Okay. And 2d10,
So it's 2d,
right?
it's 2d10 plus your con modifier, so 2d10 plus 5.
A 5 plus 7, it is a 12 plus
Plus 5,
5,
17.
17.
All right, 17. It theoretically, it would have to roll a 19 or a 20, but it could live. Oh, it was on a 19 and rolled off. You splat that one as well. Very good. You do... I guess you do have 2 shots at this level. Yours is like a cantrip, though, so that's not... It's not like an attack
I don't
action.
think it's
You
a
don't get
2.
2 of those. Okay.
Yeah.
Shishu, you've got your heavy thing. You're ready to go.
Wait, how close am I to the various critters?
They're all like 15 feet away, easily for you to move into range and start smacking things.
Okay, I'm gonna just go get the big guy.
Go to the big one, sure.
And
Kind of
make
getting
a couple of attacks.
standing there with Buku, who's looking awesome and heroic. So yeah, go ahead. You can make your first attack. And do you have you can enter your crazy, your blood frenzy, I think still.
Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you, DM. Yes, I would
Yeah.
like to have a blood frenzy.
Gonna have a quick little blood frenzy. All right.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. But the blood frenzy is
So blood frenzy is basically that's kind of like your it's your version of a dragon's kind of like a rage. So basically, good thing you didn't save it. You cannot speak in you cannot
so is it the
communicate.
primal fury?
It's the feature called Primal Fury, but I don't know why they did it this
Okay.
way. It's called Primal Fury. The thing is called Blood Frenzy.
Is it a
Dumb.
limited number that she can have per rest?
Yes, you have to. So if you may not want to use it now, I'm just so yeah. Well, before you actually enter it, it is a once per short rest.
I'm gonna save that up.
If you're worried you might have a bigger fight after
Yeah.
this, you may want to save it.
Yep, I'm gonna save it.
Okay, cool. So in that case, yeah, just
Yeah, I feel good about making some attacks, and if they die, I'm gonna eat them for my heightened metabolism.
I think that sounds great. These are going to be really gross to eat because they literally are just like they've been undead,
Gonna be like a
eye-based
gusher.
creatures. Hey,
Like
Pierce,
fried.
Gusher.
gonna be a necrotic gusher. That's so gross.
Oh.
Necrotic gusher.
You'll never be able to guess all of the eye-based creatures you'll meet down here. You'll never be able to guess.
It's gonna be like Zorbs.
Oh, good.
So does a
Okay.
24 hit?
Yeah, 24 hits. This is just a big sack of like.
And a 25. Those are my 2 hits.
Okay,
Let
so
me
go
do
ahead and roll your
4.
damage on those. Your total here is so roll 4d6 and add your strength twice. So 4d6
Okay.
plus 10 basically.
Is my strength 10? The modifier. Oh, okay.
It's plus 5. You're doing it twice. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
11 plus 5 is 16.
Okay. Oof.
Plus 26, 32 total.
Man, you guys are hitting this thing.
And then just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna turn what's it called? The chameleon skins.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, you become sort of. Is it with this one? You'll become invisible at that moment, or you'll become. Let's look here. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just kind of be camouflaged.
You are lightly obscured. Very good. All right.
Lightly obscured.
Perfect. Well, goodness gracious. In response to that, another one of those little gazers, just like eye stalks, like severed, only holding on by a couple of tendons, but it's still kind of swinging around. Will come up and one will shoot an eyeball at you, Tongart. Please make a Please make a wisdom saving throw. Haha.
Just because I'm me, I'm going to go ahead and use my advantage here.
Okay.
Worth doing. Worth doing indeed. But that'll be a 22.
22. Next one is actually going to shoot, a disintegration ray, a telekinetic ray at Tura, who easily gets out of the way of that. Other one is going to shoot at you, Shishu. Shishu, could you this time please make another wisdom saving throw?
Oh dear.
Yeah.
You do get a D4 to it, though.
Oh, I do?
You add a D4, that is true. And the other one is coming at you again. Tongart, make a dex save for me, please.
Well, all right.
15.
15, you are not frightened, which honestly, frightened is worse than charmed in this moment, I would say.
11.
11.
Should save that advantage.
11 is... It's one under. It's DC's 12. So you take 11 points of cold damage.
11 points of cold damage, and I have to make a concentration check.
Hey! That's fun. What a cool extra thing.
I think we're fine, because that'll be 18.
Yeah, you're fine. Great. Elon.
I'm gonna, thinking fondly of our patron Archie. I'm going to go ahead and cast a hex on the big guy. And I think I think it's gonna be like little, it's kind of like fairy dust, you know, like that crappy glitter that you can't get rid of. Also right near the corners of his eyes. And then I'm gonna go ahead and rush forward and kind of wedge myself in between Shishu and Buku, and kind of just like get a little, just kind of do this, and I'm gonna strike twice with my short sword.
The idea of like the equivalent of like
the chaperone.
It's like in a D&D fight, like rather than like watching a movie on the couch, you sit between them in the middle of the fight, like here we go, boom, go ahead.
All right, first one is that's a 28 to hit. The second one is let me see.
The fact that you all have extra attack makes this is fine. You'll be fine.
Okay, so +8. So does a 13 hit? No, I'm sorry. 7. Does a 15 hit?
Oof, that's a good new math. 15 is its armor class.
Oof, thank goodness for bless. All right, so that is.
As you just hack at it twice with a short sword.
Oh, not a very good roll. That is 7, 8, 9 plus. So 19 points of.
Good, very good.
Piercing damage.
It doesn't seem to like all of this piercing damage that you've been doing it. And at the end of your turn, the 5th little gazer is going to come up. Just try to do some shenanigans. It'll target you, Elon. Elon, make a wisdom save.
Ooh.
The other eye is also going to Tura.
I'll go ahead and use advantage on this one.
Dex save, she's fine.
Oh, that's a wisdom?
Yeah.
26.
Very good. They're just little obnoxious.
Oh, I'm sorry,
dudes.
30.
They're just little obnoxious dudes. They're just here to break stuff up. They are. Now it's the Beholder Zombie's turn. So it is going to, it's got so many people and so many eyes. It only gets one though, because it is just, the CR5 zombie beholder. So it is going to be doing this wholly at random. Its target will be random and its eye beam will be random. The target is you, Lord Buku.
Yes.
Okay. This could be fucking bad. Lord Buku, make a dexterity save throw. I'm going to say, actually, I don't think you'd. How many hit points you got?
69.
Oh, you'll
Yeah.
Nice.
15 is my save.
15. Oh, and it does nothing on a okay, that's good. It does not I was worried it was going to deal half on a thing. So it's disintegration ray. You duck just at the right moment, and you watch as a section of the floor behind it is just disintegrated into nothing. And this kind of gelatinous, dead eyeball kind of sloshing around inside of this massive, 4-foot wide socket kind of just falls towards you, and the mouth just goes, good dodge.
Right. Can I mark that eyeball? Is that a thing I could do?
Sure. Just in what sense, mark it?
Track it. Target it in future.
The eyeball that just the thing that shot you on top from the eye stalk that did that, sure thing.
The one that just disintegrated the world around me.
You see which one disintegrated, no problem.
Perfect.
It is now Tura's turn. At the top of the round, Tura is going to also hit it again, reducing that stuff by. Okay, Tura does another 6 on it. Ooh, this guy's not looking great. Buku, it is your turn.
Cool. I'm going to examine that particular eyeball, and I am going to try and use my plan of attack to really focus in on it, and then I'm going to try and chop it off.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to allow you to do this as you chop it off. Its AC is going to be higher because you're trying to go to a specific point, but if you succeed, it will not have this option moving forward.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to use my brilliant strategies on this first one. Or Inspired Spirits.
Yeah.
It's a 22.
Don't forget your D4.
Add your D4. You need it.
23.
You try to go for this tiny eye stalk, trying to slice it, and maybe it's the fact that this isn't actually a weapon. Maybe it's Franklin resisting against the swing, but you
Franklin
can't hit that tiny target on top. You're close, but you just can't get it on that first swing.
I curse at Franklin. I'm like, damn it, man! And I stick the standard in the ground next to me.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull out my short sword and try it again.
And this is it's like hovering on the thing. It is a stone floor, but you've kind of got it there, so it's kind of whatever. But yeah, you're gonna go ahead and take a next try. And you do have the D4. You don't have the advantage, but you got the D4.
That's a 27.
With a 27, you get your short sword. You line it up. You weren't quite able to get that thing, but with a 27, you pierce up. I gave it a +10 to AC for the tiny target of this, so it went from 15 to 25, but you have hit it. Go ahead and roll your damage.
20.
These two D12.
27 points of damage.
The 2D12 he does is a lot. Because that means undead fortitude doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have a big enough con that I can even succeed against that +5. So you stab, you you try to do it, you can't, you set that down. Franklin's like, yeah, fuck you. He falls over. You take this thing. Only Elon heard that. The rest of you just heard. You kind of line it up and you just jump up and you get the short sword right into that eyeball, just right into that stalk, and you kind of deftly sort of twist it, and the blade sort of corkscrews through the stalk, and it kind of moves away, and the sword's almost pulled out of your hand for a second, and then you hear this slurching sound. The big front eyeball falls out, kind of onto Shishu and Elon and onto all of you guys is there, and all of the other eyeballs and all those dead stalks, you see them all going getting pulled out as the stalks are, it's like a sock getting pulled off, and they all fall out of the eye stalk attached along with your sword, now just covered in this gelatinous material as that kind of clatters to the ground. There are some gazers left upon seeing this. I don't think we need to roll you killing them because their abilities are so low. But between
Kill
XigXag
them, kill them.
yeah, we'll say you guys are able to pretty quickly.
Yeah, I just go pew 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 pew.
With 2 attacks per round, you can hit them with whatever you want. But yeah, you have defeated the zombie beholder.
I'm not gonna eat them. I say that out loud to everybody.
Tura kind of, gold mask turns towards you. Was there a danger that you would?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if I was missing hit points, if I felt like weak, I might eat an undead gazer. Sue me.
She's quite the gourmet.
I can enjoy all different delicacies of health repair delights.
Zombies are an acquired taste.
Yeah.
No.
I've had a really advanced palate ever since I was young.
Kind of Tura just kind of like glancing between all of you, sort of just, okay. So this is the pit, and she sort of gestures down, and you do in fact see that this kind of large circular aperture of darkness these things came out of is in fact ringed by a spiral staircase going down around the inside.
Cool, let's go.
And Tura just kind of says, okay, this is the pit. She looks back where there might be a mummy lord waiting. She looks at all this dead stuff. But most exhausting to her, she looks at all of you. She says, I've led you to the pit of Oshtar. I'll await you here. I guess try not to die. And she just kind of like
I say to Tura,
out of the grossness of,
I go, do you still doubt that we are the saviors prophesied? After the actions we do, clearly we are not from this world.
It could be safer for you to come with us than stay here.
Yeah.
More importantly,
All by yourself.
You would give up the opportunity to witness wonders and change in your land happening before your eyes.
And be part of the revolution.
Be an instrumental part.
Basically,
Yes.
we're offering
There will
you.
be, your name will be in.
You can get in the ground floor, is what we're saying.
Yeah. Your name will be in the histories.
I don't.
The Tura, the hero that helped.
Fine. Just
It has
fine.
a great ring to it.
She starts walking down the
Tura.
steps.
Yes. Yes.
She wanted to say something about, but there's so much else I'd have to witness gesturing to Buku and Shishu that it wouldn't be worth it. But at this point, she will lead these dragons to their death if they're so excited for it.
I'd love to just like be like, I get it. I understand it. And like deeply, like give her a deep look of understanding.
As soon as they start walking down, Buka's gonna be like, Shishu, you were so amazing back there. Very brave. You ran right up to the front with me.
I walk after her.
I felt so much safer.
I'm
I don't
gonna
think I would have been
cast-
able to do what I
I'm
did
gonna
without you
cast-
next to me.
Gift of Gab, and just make Buku go. Just make a fart sound come out of his mouth.
Oh, excuse me.
So with that, you light your
That's all
passage
right.
down
Farts are
with another
funny.
spell.
Oh yes. Right.
It's
You
really
just
good
make
use of
me
spell.
nervous. What can I say?
I'm just really happy to see all of us getting along so much better than we did before. I really feel like we're coming together as a unit. I appreciate that, man. We're kind of becoming more of a team. And that's really our strength, right?
You know what? I didn't appreciate that as much before, but as he looks at Shishu, I can really appreciate that idea now. I feel like that is definitely a strength that we hold as a group. Yes.
Oh my
Well
God.
said, Master Lasso.
Well, as you guys descend into the pit of Oshtar itself, I'm actually going to give the final word, only understood by Alon, to Franklin, who begins to pray.
Grast. Jubilex. Any demon lords I know you may all be dead, but if any of you can hear me, please give me the abyssal power to end my suffering. This place, they are worse than devils. They are worse than devils.
The end. So yes, very good. Great session, everyone. Oh my God, poor Franklin. It's hard to be Franklin. He's now being used as a weapon. In what he oh my God. He hates his prison, but there's a part of him that's like, but you do have to partially respect craftsmanship. Even though it's some stupid devil thing they made, like, this isn't what it's for. Well, thank you all so much for watching. That was some fun stuff. We have some other fun games if you like what we do here. We have tomorrow night Temple Flight, our superhero game. On Tuesdays we have Gray in the Dark, our noir game. Both of those are really heating up in fun ways. And then on Fridays, we have Blood from a Stone, our horror game, also noir, also heating up in a crazy way. Super fun stuff going on here. So appreciative to all of these wonderful players you see here and on the other nights. You can find out more about them on their About pages.
Also, I just want to take a moment to thank the boys play D&D, -2 Charisma, and our Ghost Arcade for the 3 raids tonight. Thank you all very much for coming in and hanging out and watching us almost get disintegrated multiple times.
Well, thank you for the raids. That's very appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed what you saw here. So yeah, speaking of our wonderful sort of players and the things you saw them do, if any of our players want to talk about the cool stuff they're up to, either in the wrong or right order, let's do it.
If you guys, obviously you're on Twitch because you're watching us, so if you want to come by on Tuesday and hang out with me, I'll be at Deadwood Jedi, and we'll chat and have a good time, and, you know, I'll play Raid Shadow Legends, and, you know, mostly I do silly voices and wear silly hats, so come join in.
What time?
I usually stream... I usually start streaming around 1 o'clock, and I go till about 5 p.m. Pacific time.
And if you get hungry in the middle of that, you can tune into Instagram for me on Tuesday at 2:30 to 3. I make something every week. I am a cookbook author, and I cook food on Instagram.
One of your pictures on Instagram made me very hungry.
Yes, I'm hungry right now.
Hanger steak with
that. I made that Friday night. And
balsamic shallots. Oh boy, oof.
That's me when I have hair and makeup done. So thank you.
And speaking of hair and makeup, on Tuesdays at 5, you can watch me stream. Last week we did Hades, and it was super fun. I think
Hades is great.
Oh, it's so good. I think we might do that again this week. So from 5 to 7 here, Andrew is trying. You can just look down below at the About section and follow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, a lot of fun stuff going on. Yeah.
And if you haven't checked it out on Amazon Prime, Fat Tuesdays is a little mini documentary series about the sort of rise of hip-hop comedy in the 90s, both in Inglewood and how it moved its way up into the Comedy Store. It's really good.
Oh,
awesome.
That's a great recommendation.
I'm really enjoying the random pitch on shows that you're enjoying.
Yeah.
Pierce, it's great.
He does the Manzukis. Sure.
Mrs. Maisel has a new season.
Oh, I want to see that.
You know what? I think the upshot of what we're saying here, everybody, is if there's one thing we're not short on, it's content. We may be out of human decency, but content. There's
biped decency.
Yeah.
We're dragons. We don't need human decency. It's below us.
Humans are indecent.
Actually, it's pretty much at eye level now.
Yeah, at this point, it's about where we are. But yeah. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate it. We hope that you enjoyed our crazy draconic adventures tonight. Until we see you again, thanks for watching, and roar well.
No.